cause we're ready to go. And no, we can't stop now, it's deep inside of our bones. Consuming me like a magnetic pole. It's supernatural, so supernatural, yeah, yeah.
We came to blow it up, bring some speakers and some subs. If you doubt it, ask what's up.
Alright, so it's 1:40 in the morning. Driving back to go drop off this outer layer to be redone for the Flag Nor Fail logo. Now this is what day is it today? April 11th, 2015. And so I got cut off my last video, ran out of storage on my phone, so brought the real camera with me now. And the interesting thing I found about, I guess, entrepreneurship or starting your own business is that everyone wants to tell you how you could have done it differently, or you could have done it better, or like, oh, see, your only problem is just if you just done this. You're like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. You know, it's really that easy, right? You understand exactly how this goes. And so what I mean by this is, like, for example, right? So it's 1:40 something in the morning. Someone will be like, what the fuck are you doing going there 1:40 something in the morning? Like, that's your own problem. You need to get your shit in order, man, and, you know, get your time squared away. Or like I was saying, how my grandmother's always, you know, why can't you get to bed earlier? You're like, okay, well, let's just do a backtrack. All right, so before this, what was I doing? I was training. I was grocery shopping for food. I was grocery shopping for food because out of some stuff. And rather than run around trying to find breakfast in the morning, I'd rather actually have breakfast at home, which is what I always do, much more efficient. So there's that. And then I'm training because, oh yeah, like I actually want to lift, right? I actually want to stay healthy, whatever. So I do that before. And then, I mean, leading up to that, working my ass off, trying to make a post office deadline. I look so creepy on this in the dark. Trying to make a post office deadline. 6:30 at night. Didn't actually make that, unfortunately. Well, dude, why you missed the post office deadline? Come on, man, you got to get on top of yourself. Oh, okay, right. And again, just one thing after another the whole day long. I mean, I'm one person trying to do the job of like a bunch of people. And unfortunately, when you're getting started, it's like nothing is quite large enough to warrant, I guess, a full staff or warrant other people to do it. Or at least let's put it this way, maybe it is, and those are decisions that you can make and things that you can do when you're, I guess, still employed or have another income or have a buffer or something coming in. But when it's just you, I mean, there's always a decision you have to make. Like right now, there's people, you know, I have assistants working my podcast. I pay them way more money than I've ever made through the podcast, and it actually seems asinine that I would keep paying that money into something and seeing very little return on it. But again, it's all part of the master plan, right? So I do recognize that I should not be doing everything, that you do need to scale up, that sometimes it's worth those financial sacrifices to have more time. I don't mean time freedom to like, oh, go do what I want and, you know, go have all this fun and stuff. I mean time to free up the shit, you know, business stuff that I really need to be doing that only I can do. But yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of stuff. It's like it doesn't quite warrant it just yet. So hence I'm the, you know, one man running around like a chicken with my head cut off doing everything. So it's funny holding the video and driving, not a big deal at this hour. There's no one on the road. Well, a few people, but so anyways, so you know what I mean? It's just like people, they always want to, oh, if you just done this, if you just done that, or like, let me tell you how to get your life in order. Let me tell you how to fix it. And again, I get it. Once in a while, I do have bad days, and, you know, I'm like, yeah, I really didn't plan this well. I was too, you know, spontaneous. I do that sometimes. Of course, I'm human. I'm not perfect. But the vast majority of the time, I do plan my shit, and I do feel like I make good decisions with my time and try to maximize my time. And unfortunately, it's just the nature of the beast. It just doesn't go that way. It just doesn't. And you have to kind of accept that. And so, you know, like I'll give you a perfect example right now. So it's like every little step, you're like, okay, it's fine. I can deal with this. But then one thing affects another, and then another. Let me get the light on here. Jesus. One thing affects another and another and another. And so like now I'm like, oh, okay, everything's cool. It's fine. I got this new piece. I'll go to bed. And you're like, wait a minute. In the morning, you're supposed to, again, tomorrow's just another impossible day trying to think of everything that needs to get done. And same thing, I'm supposed to be meeting someone for dinner, and you're like, oh, it's Saturday. You're like, welcome to my fucking world. You have no idea. There's a bodybuilding show I should be going to cover for Inside Natural Bodybuilding tomorrow. And again, it's funny. Why would I do that, right? Of all the things I have to do that are business related, like that makes no sense. Why the fuck that I would go do that? But it's like, it's just my own compulsion. I can like hear myself saying like, dude, you guys wanted to do this. You wanted to commit to promoting natural bodybuilding and making shit happen, even when it doesn't make sense financially, even when everyone thinks you're crazy, or even it just, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense, but you're doing it anyways because you believe it's the right thing to do. And that's what's like calling me to want to go cover this show tomorrow, even though it's like it doesn't even really, I guess, matter, and I got so much other shit going on. But sorry, I digress. But so tomorrow's schedule. So I'm supposed to go get shit sewn. I have some bracelets for some watch bands being sewn. Again, that's so I can get on a plane in 4 days here and head to Denver and go do an event by myself for 3 or 4 days. And meanwhile, try and cover up like there's actually a crew back here shipping shit while I'm gone. Bringing stuff on the plane with me to ship while I'm there in case when orders come in and all that good stuff, whatever. So I'm supposed to have someone sew stuff tomorrow, okay, for the rollers, cool. Supposed to have someone sew stuff tomorrow for the watch bands, cool. Different people, not too far away, but far away enough to where it becomes a little bit of a hassle. And so you're like, oh, great. You know, you told the person, hey, you're going to sew this stuff tomorrow for the rollers. Well, it looks like they're not sewing it probably tomorrow because now this embroidery's fucked up, the wrong color thread on the Flag No Fail logo. So then you're like, do I go to the other person's? Do I still try and knock this one out tomorrow? Like really pressure the embroidery people and see if they can get it done so that I can not screw up the other person's plans? It's comedy of errors. It just... I don't want to say nightmare. Nightmare is not the right word. Business is going a little better right now. Sales have been going decent, but it's just, I don't know, man. Just coordinating everyone. And again, it's funny because, you know, like when people like this fuck up, you come to realize like the importance of relationships. Like, you want to be so pissed. Like, typically I always try and own everything. How did I possibly make a mistake? How did I do something that might have confused them with these embroidery people? Try and own as much of it as possible. I'm so sorry. What can I do to make my instructions more clear? Etc., etc., etc. But, like, in this case, you're just like, I'm sorry. Like, it's on you guys. I don't know how you fuck up the thread color. It's pretty obvious. You did it perfect the first time. So, you try and own some of that and not transpose it on other people, but at the same point, like you quickly become like, you're like, this isn't even about making the product. This isn't even about whatever. Like, this is about managing fucking people, and that fucking sucks. I hate it. Like, sometimes you're like, if I could just have someone else handle all that. I just want to invent the products, maybe market them a little bit, but I mostly just want to invent the products. Whatever. Just the current feels. It's kind of funny as I'm recording all this. I've been debating every once in a while. I'm like, dude, just fucking release this right now. Like, let people see what's going on. And of course, some of that's my pride a little bit. Don't want to let people know, hey, I'm really as small as I am or whatever. But a lot of it too is, like I said, it's just not appropriate. Like, business wise, competition's out there. Like, you gotta look the part and make shit happen. That's the other thing that's interesting too. I'll just be frank, look you right in the eye. Sometimes you feel a little bit like a poser or like a liar somehow by being like, you know, associating with these big name people or having a pretty big name podcast or doing all sort of, well, meanwhile you're like struggling and scrapping to, you know, freaking pay your bills and make ends meet and get your business going. And it almost makes you feel like you're like somehow not real or something. It's the weirdest thing. I can't explain it, but it's very like unnerving and it's constantly like bugs me. But it's like I don't feel that way at all. Like I mean I make legit fucking stuff. I mean freaking the New England Patriots use my rollers and think they're awesome and won the fucking Super Bowl. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, hell yeah. Like, I don't need to feel insecure at all about what I'm making or whether or not my products are good enough, whatever. Like, there's just so many different things that are underfulfilled, haven't reached their potential. And And so it's just like so many different things where you're like, half of the predicament or half of why things aren't bigger than they are is a variety of factors that weren't out of my control. Now that I'm starting to get them more in my control, I think stuff's going to continue to turn for the better. I'm not perfect. I'm going to make a ton of mistakes. But it's just this interesting dynamic where you feel like you're like a wannabe or like not made it yet type thing. And it's like everyone starts somewheres, everyone knows that, but no one shows this shit. And also I feel like other people usually have their safety net. They still have their job. They still have whatever. So it's okay. They're just doing this. Like, oh, hey, it started in the basement, it started whatever. And it's like, dude, it's fucking real. It's in my fucking house. Not even my house. It's out of a storage garage. It's out of whatever. I'm assembling your fucking badass professional products that look fucking amazing and people fucking love out of my bedroom. Like, it is what it is. I quit my job to fucking go after this shit, man. And, like, you know, I mean, it doesn't come, I guess, as fast as you'd think. There's a variety of shit that I've gone through the last 8-9 months of not being able to really run things how I thought they should go. Because, again, listening to outside influences, having a business partner I just didn't seem to agree with, even though, dude, you're an amazing guy, one of my favorite people. So, yeah. I don't know if I got anything else to say. I'm going to go drop this stuff off. And then try and think of the best course of action for tomorrow because, once again, everything it's pretty much turned on its head. So, yeah, that's all. I'm out.